You're 3,000 feet above the trees in a hot air balloon. Your significant other gets down on one knee and pulls out a box containing a ring. You realize that this is the magic moment you've been looking forward to, because there's never been a better time to test drive the 2018 CLA Coupe at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. With its sleek silhouette, unrivaled performance, and technology, the CLA is your dream ride. Visit MBUSA.com/CLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, folks, how you doing? Guess who? It's me, Danny Tisdale, and it's the Danny Tisdale Show, the podcast from Harlem World Magazine. You know, I hope you all are doing well. I've got my tea set aside right next to me, and, you know, what we try to do is talk about and talk to all the folks who are doing great work in and out of the community, the leaders, legends, and trailblazers. And, of course, we do that through our website, harlemworldmag.com, and also on Twitter, twitter.com/HWMag, and the same handle on Facebook. And if you can't find us there, something's going wrong, but you should be able to find us. And if you, for some reason, want to find us on other platforms, just go to Google or wherever your search engine is and put in Harlem World Magazine. And, you know, there's the mania of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, getting married. And, you know, what's better than to give a Harlem spin on it? And we've invited one of the great fashion impresarios of Harlem fashion, that's Etu Evans. And before we speak to Etu Evans, I'm going to do a very short, let me tell you, folks, I tried to craft a very short bio on this brother, and it was extremely hard. It was trying to take War and Peace and turn it into a paragraph. Almost impossible. But anyway, Etu Evans is a long-time celebrity shoe design philanthropist and speaker. He is a shoe designer to the stars, a creator of bespoke footwear that seemingly makes clothes optional. The former behavioral therapist turned shoe therapist indulges his elite clientele with caviar exotic elixirs and stimulating foot massagers, which I know we need now. Evans has been hailed by Footwear News as the Prince of Luxe Footwear and a new media darling by FashionWindows.com. Timeout even said his sexy, irreverent heels have earned him the nickname as Harlem Blahnik, and the shoe fits. Get it? Dubbed him as the strongest contender in the Manolo Blahnik and Jimmy Choo arena. The New York Post agrees, stating Etu Evans has earned and turned the world upside down on his stiletto heel. And Harlem World Magazine had Etu on the cover of the magazine on 125th Street and Lenox Avenue back in the day. All that to say, Etu Evans is here with us. How are you doing, Etu?
I'm fantastic, Danny. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing okay. You know, I've read your bio, so I'm a little exhausted. I might need some oxygen, but I think I'll be okay. You know, it's great to have you on the show, man. We've known each other for a little bit, and always loved your work and love you as a person. And what
appreciate that.
A better, thank you, man, guest to be on the show than to have you on the show and talk about this wedding coming up. I don't even know where to start. Where do we start? Footwear, heels at the royal wedding, Meghan Mania. What's your take on all this, man?
Well, I think people are infatuated with royal weddings, and Americans, we still remain mesmerized by the fairy tale of a royal wedding.
Right.
So here we have essentially an American princess. So all eyes are glued, and I call it a remarkable situation. Meghan Mania, Markle Mania. So, I mean, we can go back to 1956 with Grace Kelly to Charles and Diana, 1981, William and Kate, 2011, and here we are,
right.
May 19th, 2018, with Harry and Meghan. And as with all of the previous weddings, all eyes are glued and all social media is lit up to find out how this works. What do they do? We're obsessed with their lifestyle. You know, author Katie Nichol, she's the author of Harry, Life, Loss, and Love. She says that people can't get enough of this. And if you couldn't get enough of it, or if you desire to get enough of it, it's not going to really work for you well, because every news outlet,
that's right,
every mainstream piece of media, whether it be social media or print media, are eyeballing what happens, particularly with Meghan Markle, because we haven't seen this before. She's a divorcee. She's American. She's an actress. So there's a lot of rules to be broken or will be broken as she makes her stance, and particularly her lifestyle, and now with fashion, because it's something different. It's far different from Kate.
That's right. Yeah, and, you know, I just wanted to say on my end, you know, on a private side, is that I had kind of, you know, I said, well, this won't be spectacular, you know. You're so right in talking about the American, you know, queen of sorts and following in that tradition. But, you know, when last night I'm looking at PBS and PBS interrupts all its programming to start their programming on the royal wedding, I said, well, yeah, we're there. You know, this is royal wedding time. PBS, come on.
Yes.
But we're here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, my intrigue is heightened because of the philosophy of the Etu Evans brand. And it's simply where the red, white, and blues of two distant worlds intersect, where the steel horses of New York City collide with the British Hunt Club. So for me, Meghan Markle is a dream and epitomizes my brand. What she also does, I think, provides a sort of consciousness or call to responsibility given the racial tension in America. Here we see that love transcends all, and it can result into a royal wedding. So
there you go.
I think that's pretty profound. You know, we have an actress of an African-American mother and a white father, you know, who happen to be an actress. Where have we seen that? And to step into royalty.
I you know, it is quite amazing, and you know, we always hear the great American story, and you know, it is the great American story, but at the same time, it's a global story. It's a worldwide story that, like you said, it ties into all that, you know, we're about, and it ties into, you know, much more at the same time.
I say life, love, and the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah. Well, you can't beat that, and you know, and just as we're talking about, you know, my female friends, you know, got it way early, and they were telling me weeks ago, you know, I'm going to be sitting down all day long after I get off work, and I'm going to, you know, look at the coverage. I'm going to, you know, look at ABC, CBS, wherever it is, to find out as much as I can about the story and how they tell it, and, you know, the back story, the front story, the middle story. You know, we might think on the surface that it's not a global story, but of course it is. It's global and it's local.
Yes, absolutely. Because as I'm, you know, when I finish this, I'll be back on the train, and everybody in Harlem is talking about it. I was downtown in Soho yesterday, and everybody was talking about it. Everybody's reading about it in the AM and the Daily News on the train and the New York Times.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't want to say it's a spectacle, but it really is. But
yeah, it is.
It's reality.
It is. Yeah.
You know, Meghan Markle is going to influence so many young women to dream. I think this whole theme for me is about dare to dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah, no.
I mean, Who saw this coming?
That's good, Etu. Yeah. No, go ahead. Yeah, no.
Who saw this coming?
Yeah.
But I always
what
admired
timing?
Harry because he thought out of the box, And Meghan, his choice, is a woman who has class and edge, and she thinks out of the box. In fact, in my new collection that I'm currently working on, and we will be sketching up tonight, I'm doing a Markle bag, a winter bag. So, I'm excited about it. So we're putting pen, lead, and ink to page to do something exquisitely remarkable that reflects her personality. Je ne sais quoi. So I'm excited about it.
I want to, kind of, dig a little deeper into that, because we've looked all over for any kind of storyline that ties her to Harlem, but what you're talking about ties her to Harlem. And
absolutely,
what is the makeup? What is the Harlem? Let me rephrase this. What's the Meghan Markle profile that you have in mind when you think of, as you're thinking about the bag that you're designing, and the attributes, the sine qua that talks to you in that design?
Well, when I think of Meghan and this Markle bag, I kind of envision her as my classmate at Columbia University. She's a woman with class. She's world-traveled. She has an edge. She's in Harlem. But we know the motto, and I'll let you say it, of Harlem World, So, we're around the block and around the world.
The world.
So she's global. In her pursuits, she doesn't have limits. She believes that she can be a princess or a queen. She believes that with her prowess and academic training, that she's poised to lead the world. So when I think of those things, I think of beauty, I think of class, I think of elegance and sophistication, I think jet-set society, I think play dates, I think Windsor Castle. So all of those elements, will be
and like you said, like you said, it is really the stuff of, dreams, because you can't write this. You can't sit with a bunch of, producers and script writers and, come up with this story,
Yes.
And you can come up with the princess story, and that's the typical story that you'll get from Disney, and I love Disney, but this is a very unique American story.
That's like Cinderella of sorts.
Yeah, most definitely.
And I think people can relate to her. That's what makes this story so profound and significant. Right. A lot of times we look at things, or we say, "Oh, we can never get to the royal wedding." I've had Prince Harry on my vision board forever. So hopefully,
Etu, you might have made this happen.
Yeah, we'll make that happen, and I can have a Harry.
You put it in the universe, man.
Yes. Because I just like his whole philosophy. I mean, I'm going to talk about the ring and tied to Botswana and all of those things when we get there.
Right.
But just his whole take on life and global and no limits, even in a royal situation. I think we should all have a royal mentality. So even for Meghan to get in the situation, there's something that's within her imagination, a consciousness that says, I can be this woman. I am this woman.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it was pretty amazing and not surprising, let me say, that when I saw them being interviewed last night, and I forgot who exactly was, interviewing them. Of course, that's not important, but, Meghan was leading. She was leading the conversation, It wasn't, her giving it up to Prince Harry and letting him take the lead. She was leading the conversation, and he was looking to her and nodding in agreement, which I thought
yeah, he
was,
respects her, and he won't let
fantastic.
anyone.
That's right.
He defends her ferociously. He will not let anyone say anything that will slight her in the least.
Yeah,
so
and
I'm not surprised,
like you
and
said,
also think her occupation as an actress
has
given her the versatility and wherewithal to adapt easily to any situation.
Yeah, and Etu, we're already, man, at the halfway point, and I just want to let our listeners know they're listening to Danny Tisdale and Etu Evans on the Danny Tisdale Show, the podcast for Harlem World Magazine, the #1 company in the world for all things Harlem since 2003. That's right, this is our 15th year anniversary, but more importantly, we're talking about what's happening around the world, around the block, and of course, we're here with award-winning shoe designer Etu Evans, and we're talking about Meghan Mania, and we've got it. So,
absolutely.
Etu, are there any things that you should not wear to this wedding? I know there are probably some people who are jet-setting away to across the pond from Harlem. Anything, any insights, do's and don'ts kind of things?
Absolutely. I would say actually when the invitation was sent out, a dress code was enclosed in it, and it's to be strictly enforced. So uniform, morning coat, lounge suit, or a day dress with a hat. Hats aren't, I would say they're recommended. They want you to wear a hat. And generally these hats that are worn, first of all, when you look at hats historically, fancy hats have always been the rage among the royals and the British upper class. From the Queen's sunny hat that she wore for Prince William's wedding. And you'll see a lot of fascinators, generally for any occasions that's associated with the royal family. Then there was the eccentric topper. That kind of looks like, if you don't know what it is, a pretzel, an octopus, or a toilet seat. But it was also worn by Princess Beatrice to her cousin William's wedding. So
I just want to interject for a second, Etu. So you're not talking about Kentucky Derby hats here?
Well,
we're talking about something
is a staple at the Kentucky Derby.
Okay.
Some of the royal rules for their wedding also include no swords, no phones. That would kill most Americans. No presents.
Right, exactly.
That's a humdinger for most Americans in Harlemite. And no catching the bouquet. So can you imagine? That's an American staple.
Yeah, I mean, people will be waiting with their arms out saying, okay, I'm waiting.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're expecting about 600 guests before the sitting reception at the Windsor Castle. And then after that, they're going to narrow that list down significantly to 200 members, and then that's when a special party is going to be thrown at the Frogmore House by his father, Prince Charles. And they have a lot of celebrity faces that they're going to be anticipating in attendance, terrific music lineup, which has been hush-hush. Everybody's waiting to find out what that's about.
Yeah, I was just going to say myself, I wonder who's going to be there.
Food like Harlem doing Harlem Fashion Week, doing Harlem Week.
Tons of it.
Yeah, it's going to be tons of it, food everywhere. I read something also talking about the wedding dress and what Meghan envisioned. And it's been reported that she wants lace incorporated into a wedding dress. She felt that it needed to be traditional since she's marrying against a historic and royal backdrop at Windsor Castle. So it would capture the grandeur and all of those kinds of things. And there are a few designers, Roland Moret, who's a friend of Kate's actually, and Meghan is a fan, is a contender to make it. Also Stuart Pavin, which is one of the Queen's favorites, who is a contender to craft something significant for this historic occasion. And in terms of the ring, Harry designed it himself, and he took it. He created this from using two diamonds from his mother's personal collection to
Princess
ensure
Di.
that she would be with him on their journey. And the third and biggest diamond was sourced from Botswana, which is Harry's refuge. That's where he retreated after his mother's death. And it's been alleged, not to be surprised, that that's where they take flight to after the wedding.
Yeah, and I had, I have a special place in my heart for Princess Di because she, back in the 80s when I first moved to Harlem, came to visit, the AIDS unit at Harlem Hospital. So, she's, it has a special place in my heart. And just, what you saw was what you got for the most part. And I kind of get that sense from Prince Harry when I hear and see his conversations and interviews on the telly.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the Harlem spin would probably be shoes from Etu Evans, clothes from Harlem Haberdashery, styled by Carlton Spence and Louis Johnson, hats, Flamekeepers, or Rosebuds of Harlem. That's what I would see. And I would envision the food would be created by Major Eats by Chef Luke Solomon or Marcus Samuelson from the Red Rooster.
Yep.
I think that would be the Harlem take on it. And Harlem is also influencing New Jersey now. We just finished the first Fort Lee Fashion Week, and there was a lot of talent there that I think could have crafted something also incredible for Meghan Markle. And most of the leaders of that, it's founded by Stephen Lytton Lewis. He goes by Lytton Lewis. His middle name, and he says it should follow tradition. And his line of thinking was right in line, actually, with Meghan Markle's. Modern style, reflecting Meghan's taste, and something elegant, youthful, and fun. I think she adds a air freshener to Britain. She makes it fun. This is a place for a stick up.
Yeah,
I'm excited about it.
I completely am excited also, and today is whatever day it is, a few days out from the wedding, and as we get closer to Saturday, I get more excited because everybody else is getting excited. But I wanted to ask you, Etu, timelessness. That's what I get, and that's what I love about some of the things that are dear to me in Harlem and dear to the royal family, obviously. What is the key to timelessness? Because I imagine that that's what Meghan will think about and when she's selecting what she wears, and obviously Prince Harry. What do you think will be going through her mind or through their mind as they think about, something that's timeless but still, has impact? Or do you think that they're not even thinking about timeless, just what's hot right now and what I like, and I'm going to go for it?
Well, Meghan is hot right now. It's a remarkable, no pun intended, moment for her. So...
all pun, I love.
Exactly, all pun. I think when it comes to her, she's already said that she wants something with lace, yet she wants something that will be beautiful, yet timeless, against her backdrop, which is a historic castle. So she's not looking for something that's studded or anything like that. She's looking for something that's going to be in good taste, that when people see it years from now, like Jackie Kennedy, I think it'll be like a Jackie Kennedy selection with an edge.
Very good. That's good. That's good.
Meghan, thank you. I mean, she keeps things fresh. She makes it current. I admire Kate. We love her. But we love Meghan because she puts a fresh spin on tradition. Right. You can have, a Krispy Kreme donut glazed, or you can have it with a few sprinkles, and I think that's Meghan.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I think that's well said because I love Kate too, but dare I say, she's no Meghan Markle, but I totally appreciate and love what
Meghan is
she's done.
The girl who's relatable.
Yeah,
she's very relatable.
Well said.
We love Kate, but I think when you think New York City and America, people can relate to her.
Make that connection.
She's not so over the top, but she is inspiring. She's fashionable, and she has just enough edge to switch it up.
Etu, we're at our last 5 minutes, and I'm going to ask you 2 questions and give you those last 5 minutes to do that. One is, as a designer, I don't know why I didn't ask you this first, what are the keys to timelessness, design, and aesthetic? And then the last question is, can you give our listeners, of course, ways to stay in contact with you, your website, your social media, and all that good stuff. But I do want to get that from you as the, arbiter of timeless, incredible design.
Well, I know we're short on time, so very quickly, I think the formula for timeless design is fashion, form, and form. So your fashion is kind of the icing on the cake. The form is what shape is it? Is it an A-line dress, a skirt? The A-line is a timeless shape. The tote bag is a timeless shape. But what you do want to add the fashion.
Gotcha.
So I think what we see with Meghan is a blending of her American culture, which adds an edge to British culture, which is really my formula for the Etu Evans brand. And I think that's what we see manifested. So she's able to remain current and fresh, but yet has a classic or taste or a teaspoon of nostalgia, if you will, to her brand, because she is a brand.
Right.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And my information is Etu Evans. That's ETUEVANS at Gmail. It is etuevans.com. And on Instagram, at Etu Evans.
Well, and just to let our listeners know, and you also, is that we're going to add all those links to what we post on the site and across our platforms to our 100,000 readers and listeners per week, so that they can stay up with what's going on and connect with you and hopefully get that Markle bag. And
it's coming. The sketching begins tonight.
Wow. And folks, if you in Etu, you can't see it, but I'm on my knees.
Harry
Etu
coming.
Oh well, hey, you threw that in at the last minute. I love it. But we're going to post all that in Etu. If you want to send us the bag with the link and the shoes, Harry's shoes with the bag with the link. And
I have to get it trademarked. I don't want it stolen.
Please,
it's happened before.
Right. No, I know, brother. So please,
as you know,
we don't want that to happen either. But thank you, Etu, for sharing your insights and your timeless style and sensibilities with us and our listeners. And always love your work and your timeless work and appreciate it. Thank you, brother. I'll be reaching out to you again. Thanks again.
I look forward
to it.
Talk
to you soon.
And if you want those pictures from the Fort Lee Fashion Week by the Harlem Influencers, I have some great ones that I could get to you. So just follow up and let me know.
Please send. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, brother.
All right.
Take care, man.
Take care.
All right. You too. Well, folks, I just love talking to my man Etu and the insight that he gives us in the world, in Harlem, and in the world of Harlem. I know you're going to be checking out the Markle Harry wedding this weekend, this Saturday. Check it out. Think about what we've talked about and see if it works, see if it fits. A little pun myself there. Thank you. Check us out at harlemworldmag.com. Also across our social at HW Mag and harlemworldmagazine.com. Love you. See you next time, or talk to you next time. Have a great day, and let me know what you think about the wedding. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
You're 3,000 feet above the trees in a hot air balloon. Your significant other gets down on one knee and pulls out a box containing a ring. You realize that this is the magic moment you've been looking forward to, because there's never been a better time to test drive the 2018 CLA Coupe at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. With its sleek silhouette, unrivaled performance, and technology, the CLA is your dream ride. Visit MBUSA.com/CLA to learn more. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
A McCafe is the perfect way to escape. If your heart is racing, chill out with a refreshing strawberry banana smoothie. When you need some excitement, take an adventure with an iced caramel macchiato. And when you want to add a little fun to your day, let loose with a caramel frappe. Sip the day away at McDonald's for just $2. Enjoy tasty drinks like a mango pineapple smoothie, mocha frappe, or any of our creamy shakes. A small McCafe is just $2 on McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Cannot be combined with any other offer or any combo meal.